What's up, YouTube? On this episode of Coddiwomple Overland, we're going to be going to the Daniel Boone National Forest, but we're going to the other side, the Redbird District.
We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us.
The Daniel Boone National Forest is made up into 4 districts. Most of what you see on the internet comes from either the Cumberland, London, or the Stearns district. Deb and I had a couple days available, so we decided to go explore a part of the forest that we hadn't been in before, the Redbird district. We had really not been on any adventure trips since back in the early part of December. We were both really itching to get out and do something, and oddly enough, this part of the Daniel Boone was a place that we hadn't spent very much time at all, even though it was only less than 3 hours away from our house. Another reason we were itching to get out is we had this incredible Mission Overland Summit trailer that was just begging to be camped in. Once we made it into the Clay County area of Kentucky, it didn't take us long at all to start finding some dirt roads. Now, according to the MVUM map from the Redbird district, there are several roads and trails that are legal for vehicles such as ours. One thing to keep in mind, though, is this part of the forest, just like the other ones, is somewhat broken up, so there is some private property sprinkled around and throughout the forest. It's been pretty wet here in this part of the state, so we knew that we were going to get the truck and the brand new trailer a little bit muddy. But what better way to break a brand new trailer in, right? Being this wet, we also wanted to make sure that any of the trails we got on, we weren't going to cause any damage. So far, everything that we were finding either had an old gravel base or was hard packed. It's nice to get out in the lush green hills of Kentucky in the summertime, but it's also really nice to be able to get out here in the wintertime. You can just see so much more. There are all kinds of things in the woods that are hidden throughout the summer that you can definitely see better in the wintertime. And some of those things are rock cliffs, overhangs, caves, things like that. We seen this one and just had to stop. You all right back there?
Yeah, I got my Crocs on. They're slippery.
And you don't even have them in 4-wheel drive.
I know. I killed myself already.
After checking that awesome rock formation out, we were back on the move. There was a lot more exploring to do before we set up for camp for the night. As we traveled along Forest Service 1600, we started seeing some campsites, but we also started seeing more and more rock formations. This one caught Deb's eye, and we had to stop and check it out. We just wondered how far that cave went back in the hill. This is a really beautiful area. It's a shame that people have decided to spray paint it. We spent some time at this overhang just wondering how many centuries worth of people had actually used it in the past. We were still about an hour or so before we wanted to set up camp, so we kept moving, kept exploring, and kept finding new things. And just like we had planned it or something, we found the perfect campsite at about the right time that we wanted to be there, right beside a beautiful creek. So it's a good night at camp when you pull in and you're perfectly lit. While Deb and Aspen spent a little bit of time exploring around camp, I started setting camp up. And it's so easy with a trailer like the Mission Overland Summit. Your kitchen's ready. That is really all there is to it. In just a minute or so, you have your kitchen ready and you have your sleeping living area ready too. The only thing left to do was start cooking dinner.
We are having easy pizza quesadillas.
While Deb was finishing up dinner, I went ahead and fired up the Truma Combi. This was going to give us a warm place to be able to sit in and have dinner for the night. Very good. This is one of the things that we like best about the Mission Summit is the fact that it is compact size and you can still get in it, stand up, and be able to have dinner at a table. After dinner, we set up the iPad, kick back in bed, and watch the movie. One of the other things that we were pleasantly surprised about was the soft tent top lets you hear things outside like the creek and other things so you don't lose any situational awareness. Well, coffee started perking on the stove. I started planning our routes for the day. So this trail in Redbird is an ATV and motorcycle trail. But if you go down here where it shows side by side an ATV and a motorcycle, if you click on that and go to 803, it is open to four-wheel drive and high clearance vehicles. So we're going to go try those today and see what they're like.
Cool.
After a delicious Spam sandwich for breakfast, we quickly put up the kitchen and the tent and got ready to head out on the trail. think it doesn't look very deep.
Okay. It's up to you.
And there's been passenger car tires through it.
Okay.
You can kind of see it on the video, but the water was very clear, and I could see the bottom a good ways out in front of us. So I wasn't real worried about it being too deep. We've definitely been in deeper water, but this was just about the perfect level to test just how waterproof the summit really is. So we just went across that deep water crossing. It was almost about halfway the fender there. I want to open up the cabinets and see if anything got wet. Inside compartment is as dry as toast. After checking the suitability of the summit becoming a water vessel, we made our way on up the trail. This trail was going to be a little bit rockier, and it turned out it was going to be a little bit muddier than the ones we had been on. At this point, we were starting to look for a place for lunch. We had seen a couple of small ponds that showed up on the Gaia map and decided to try to find one of those to have lunch by. Neither one of them panned out, so we found just a wide place on the road and set up and had lunch. Now, we went all out on meals this time, didn't we?
Yeah, because we don't have everything situated yet. This was a sitting at home, let's go somewhere.
Yeah. So we threw some stuff in. We didn't even have anything packed up. So we just threw a couple things in here and took off. Sometimes it's good just to do that. So lunch, good old faithful bologna and mustard. After lunch, we decided to start making our way back home. We had a great time just getting out and spending the night. It was really cool to get a quick shakedown run in the Mission Summit as well. If this is a trailer that you might be interested in, you can find it at Xgrid Campers. Thanks again for riding along with us, and until next time, see ya.